Alright guys, good morning. It's a nice cool day outside, let me just say. I think it's about 50, 55 degrees, 53, 55. The wind isn't blowing too bad. Beautiful day though, it really is. I wish I had the energy to jump off my bike and go for a ride, but got to put that on hold for a little bit. Anyway, I'm cooking this morning. And of course, I've got some grandbabies that I need to feed and some adults. So I got thinking, what would be perfect during this kind of cool weather? Well, I'd like to do some chili beans with meat, but I'm going to cook beans with it. I know a lot of people just cook the meat and then make chili out of it, but I like chili beans and meat. That's the way I was raised, and it just really makes for good food. Go ahead and turn I already got my meat in here incidentally, so I'm going to go ahead and turn my power up to probably about 7 or 8. Now I'll turn it down as soon as it starts frying. The reason I do it this way is it's just a lot easier to put it in one pan and get after it. Now I'm going to take some of my secret Lowry sauce here and kind of just drench it a little bit. It smells delicious, man. I tell you, wish y'all were here. Once you got that done, we'll put that out of the way. We'll turn the fire on. I swear to God, mine's electric. I keep calling it fire, but there's, I don't know why I call it fire. I'm gonna turn the electrical unit on. How about that? So we'll mash it up really good. And if you look here, I actually had some. Let's see, we'll get the angle right. I actually had some ground meat that we separate. We buy it in bulk and then we separate it because there's a few of us here, and it's usually frozen. So what I'll do is I'll stick it in the microwave for about 4 or 5 minutes. That's per pound, okay? And it kind of cooks it ahead of time. So whenever I go to put it in here, it's already partially cooked. So that cuts down on it. Plus, whenever I add the seasoning to it, it makes it real flavorful. And then, like I said, I turn it on and get it going, let it kind of cook itself. Get that angle. Anyway, let me get over here, and what we're going to do is we're going to take and do the old. This is actually one of the biggest jobs I had at the house growing up with 15 kids. It was sorting the beans out. Now we used to buy them in bulk. And when I say bulk, I mean bulk. It was like the 50-pound or 100-pound burlap bag. And of course, the reason we did this, and it's not so prevalent these days, but it still happens. The reason we did this is because it had rocks in it, and there was sometimes you'd be eating your pinto beans and it crunch down on a rock, and boy, that would really hurt. But what I'm doing is I'm taking out some of the half shells and stuff like that. The half shells don't bother me. Now I'm talking about a pinto bean that's split in half, okay? When they call them half shells, they don't bother me. It's a bean. It's just gonna cook just like everything else. But I just want to make sure there ain't no rocks in here. Rocks are not your friend when you're eating. I can tell you that now. So what I'm also doing is wiping off all the dirt, and they do a pretty good job these days about cleaning all this stuff, but we just want to make sure it's done right. Now, one of the problems that I personally have is the amount of beans. That, I tell you, I don't know what it is about me, but man, I always make too much beans. Because I wind up getting me about that calendar's probably, or colander, is about half full. And I'm thinking 5, 6 people, a bowl apiece, man, that should be more than enough. The only problem is it's usually too much. So I don't know whether they don't like my beans or they're the beans are swelling up. And I'm hoping that the beans are swelling up. They're usually pretty good, and they don't take long to cook sometimes. The water here in this little area that I'm in, it's pretty good. I've been around some areas where it takes forever to cook beans because the water's too hard. But like I said, the water here is pretty good. And I can tell you this, and everybody who ever does any cooking on a cooking show or a vlog tells you the same thing. It smells good. Now here in a few minutes I might put a little tomato, slices of tomato in it, and some onions. So I'll probably do that here in just a little bit. But right now my primary job is to get this cooked down so that I can get in here and do what I need to do. Now, one of the things that is hard to do is to do this type of cooking with one hand. So please forgive me if it looks awkward. I think we'll put some jalapeno slices in there. The only problem with that is I got grandkids. So okay, what was I looking for? I was looking for some eggs. Nope. Onions. Yep. And tomatoes. You know, I created this page because I enjoy cooking. I really do. I didn't at first, you know, it was more of a chore. But now it's more like I want to see what people's faces are like whenever I cook something for them, you know. So hang on just a second. I want to try to prop you up a little bit. How's that? That's perfect. Okay. I'll stay in the light so we can see what I'm doing. Let me get my little pad out. Hang on just a second. Don't go nowhere. And a knife. Now, normally when I've done this in the past, I've always had a little sidekick. She's 9 years old now. Her name's Hayden Sparkman. She is a hoot to cook with. I'm telling you, this girl is very talented. Now I've got a couple of granddaughters, actually 3, that are very talented. Hayden has taken to cooking like nobody's business, and I've got another prodigy coming up. His name's Corrigan, and he's into cooking eggs right now. That's what his big deal is. I mean, he loves to cook eggs. His favorite thing is to make him a hard egg sandwich and put it in bread with mayonnaise. The dude can cook. And I ain't talking about just that. Alright, now what I'm putting in here is the onions. Some people would have waited. I like it to cook inside the meat. Kind of gives it a really good flavor. Now, tomatoes, I got them off the vines from the store. Literally got them off the vines, guys. Alright, but they were from the store. Normally we have some people that, you know, run by and give us some cucumbers and some of the chilies because they want to see if, you know, our opinion on as to whether or not it's hot. And of course it's always hot. I don't know what it is about here, but they got some hot chilies. Not as hot as the ones in West Texas, I will tell you that. They'll make you, like my dad used to say, grow hair on your chest. So we're gonna put the tomatoes in now. Oh, that sounds good. Look at that. Alright, let's tune them up a little bit, guys. We're going to put some black pepper in here. How much? That was probably a little bit too much. I'm going to put a touch of, where's my oregano at? Let's see if this should be oregano. Oh yeah, no, this is actually cumin. Nope, it's oregano. Alright, a little oregano in there. Sometimes when you do this kind of stuff, it really adds a lot of flavor, but you gotta watch it because you might mess up the recipe a little bit. I guess I've been cooking for a while and can pretty much guess how much it needs. That was probably 1/4 tablespoon. You know, it wasn't that much. But some of these spices are pretty overpowering. A lot of people figure this out. Alright, we're going to put some cumin in here. The cumin is, because I like Hispanic food, and that's what they use. Okay, and that was probably the same amount of cumin that I put in there as far as the oregano is concerned. So it's equal amounts, probably, like I said, an eighth, a quarter of a teaspoon. It ain't much, but I like to put it in there. It adds a little hint of flavor to the food. It really gets it going. Now, I've taken and pretty much cleaned out the beans. I was only able to get one little half bean out with one little white bean. And you know what? I'm going to put them back in because they look lonely. So there you go. We're going to put this colander in here. We'll fill it up. Stir just a little bit. Don't nobody start screaming yet. Like I said, everybody's got their own way of doing things, and this just happened to be mine. I need to get a haircut, but I'm scared to cut any of it for fear it may not come back. All right, here we go. We're going to transfer this. And what we did is we put it just above the beans, probably maybe, let's see where you at. There you are. About that much above the beans so that they'll all cook. I'm going to stir it occasionally. And you know as well as I do, the chili beans ain't chili beans unless you have chili in it. And I'm going to go directly to the source over here in my cabinets and see if I've got any chili. If I don't, I'm in trouble. But I will always figure it out because I am really good at making do. Hang on just a second. There it is. All right, we're going to use the chili powder. I'm not going to tell you the brand. I mean, there's some brands in West Texas that are just awesome, man. I'm telling you. And the reason I keep chiming in about West Texas because that was the flavors that I was born with or raised with. I'm sorry, and I really miss the product. Matter of fact, I don't even know if they're still available. But they had some really good chili brands, powdered chili and so forth. Here it's not too bad. I mean, you can. We found a little Mexican, what they call a tienda, a little store, and it's over about 40 miles from here. You go in there, man. This place is authentic as all get out. Now they've got a meat market in the back that is second to none. They got cows hanging, they got pigs hanging. I mean, they're just cutting away. It's the real deal, like I said. Really enjoy doing business with them. They'll let you flavor the cheeses and stuff, and I'm a really big fan of cheese. And I like to flavor all kinds of different cheese. Now the stinky cheese, don't want no part of it. No. I'll pass on that. All right, so so far we've got meat that's cooked. Now we've got the beans in there, and all they have to do is cook down. And then we've got a little oregano, we've got a little cumin, and we've got some pepper and the chili powder. And I'm gonna pour more in there. I always like to look at it and see what color it is and see where it goes from there. And then as time goes, I can always add more if I want to. You know, I used to watch G-Stone Wheel Song, you know, Cajun guy, little old man. He used to crack me up with some of the stories he had. And of course, I don't have any kind of stories like that. But, you know, growing up with so many brothers and sisters, and I counted 15 last time I checked. And there was some good times, man. Some very good times. And some of the stories I won't tell you because it might embarrass people, you know. But some of them I don't care. Some of them I just and it's more at my expense, the funny part of it, because I was always getting caught and doing stupid things. This is going to take about an hour, hour and a half. Maybe not even that long, depending on how quick they come up to boiling. But I'm going to set the fire on about 6. The electric stove on about temperature of 6, or heat range 6. I'll get it right one day, guys. Y'all just bear with me. Now, I just made a new page, okay? Excuse me. I just made a new page. It's called Poppies Kitchen. I'm not in business. I'm not trying to take anybody's business from them. All I'm trying to do is have fun cooking. It's something I have to do to feed my family when they come in the afternoons. So I want them to sit down and have a memorable experience. We actually sit around the table and we discuss things. Of course, we don't let electronics at our table, and the reason why is because we want to talk about what's going on. And we're trying to instill some good old family traditions into, or values into the grandkids while they're staying here. We get visitors all the time, so, you know, anybody want to come by, swing on by. Yeah, but I mean, that's what I like to do. I like to cook, and so I figured, well, why don't I record some of this so that they'll have something to remember me by. It's pretty hard to forget me, I promise you. My grandkids go, Poppy, I don't know what to say about you, because there ain't no telling what's going to come out of your mouth. I will stick around. Let's have some fun. And that's what it's all about. I really enjoy life, and I try to have fun. And, you know, sometimes we go through life with a sad face, and there's a lot of people out there that's got problems. I mean, I'm talking about straight up problems. And I guess we all have problems, but it's going to be more or less how you take care of the problem. It's how you face them. And the woe is me is tough to get rid of. If you look at it from this standpoint, and I think I read this yesterday, or it was told, you know, you pray to Heavenly Father to give you strength, so He sends you challenges. You know, you pray to Heavenly Father for financial aid, so He provides work for you. You know, things like that. You know, people don't realize that He's looking out after them, and they just have to acknowledge what's going on. I mean, it's an opportunity to realize that, yeah, not all of us are rich, even though personally I'm rich in blessings and family, which are the two most important things to me in my life. Money, send money. Send money. That's all I can say. But, you know, that's just part of life. I mean, everybody could use money. I haven't met a millionaire, a billionaire, a poor person who didn't say, you know, I could use a little extra money. Some of them say, well, I don't need it. Well, I recognize that. Sometimes you don't need the money, but you could use it, you know. And if you took the money and you let someone else have it, well, that's on you. I mean, that's wonderful. I'll never forget one time I was traveling as a representative for a company, and my area manager came down, and we were going to the next town. Well, we exited off, and there was a guy, you know, had his sign up, you know, please help, you know, broke. And so I stopped, and I had like $1, $2. I reached in my pocket and I gave him, I think it was $2. And the guy goes, my boss says, hey man, what are you doing that for? He says, you know, that guy's probably got a Corvette around the corner. You know, the old story. And I got thinking, I said, you know, and I told him this. I said, listen, I said, it's not my job to determine what he's going to do with the money, or what he's going to, or what he has, or why he's doing what he's doing. My job is to give to him, because that's what our Heavenly Father wants us to do, is to give to him. So I did my job, okay? I did my job. And that guy, that little statement that I made to him kind of changed him a little bit. You know, he was more laid back. I guess, you know, he figured out that I didn't play around. I mean, I love to have fun, but when it comes to people and suffering and stuff, you know, it's between you and God. I'm there to help you, but it's between you and God what you do with it. So, little FYI. Now, some people put grease at the bottom of these to keep them from sticking, but since I already had moisture from the hamburger meat. I just left it like that. I always like to put, a couple slices of bacon in there. I just always have. Bacon and beans go together like white and whiter. I don't know where the hell that came from. But yeah, what we're gonna do is we're gonna let them cook for a little while. We'll check on them every now and then. What I do personally is I always set my timer, and in this case I'm gonna set my timer because it's got enough water for about 30 minutes, and we'll go ahead and set it. And then as soon as 30 minutes comes up, it chimes, and I come over here and add more water or stir it or whatever I got to do to keep from burning them. I have seen them burnt before, so anyway, we'll talk to you here in just a second. All right, guys, we're back. It's been about 2.5 hours. I let them cook a little longer than I anticipated. I guess because there's a lot of beans, but I'm glad I let them go because they're just at the right taste and right. They're just right. And anyway, I was telling you about my grandson who is becoming a chef in his own right. He just happened to walk in, and I said, "Come here, get in this deal here." So I'm going to introduce you to my sous chef. This is Corgan. Come here, buddy.
Hi.
And this guy, he's a fine young man. I'm real proud of him. Brilliant kid. Don't ask him about dinosaurs.
It'll be an hour long.
It'll be an hour long conversation, and that's just on one dinosaur. So, but anyway, we've been cooking, and I just wanted to get him in here and get him to try some of this. Now, they're still cooking, but I think they're really good. You want to try just a spoonful?
Sure.
Okay, let's try that. Let's see if we can get him a little spoonful. He says he's already eaten, so I'm gonna blow. We're gonna blow on it like my other grandson does. Judah, he is. All right, come here, man. Try that. It's pretty good stuff, isn't it? All right, guys. Here's to you. Hope you enjoyed our little conversation and enjoy the videos. Listen, in order for me to have any kind of fun, I'm a goal-oriented person, so I'd like to see if I can get anybody to watch these things, So if you'd like them, hit the like button.
And subscribe.
That's right, subscribe.
Share it to a friend.
And follow me. Thanks, guys. Comprovecha, that means enjoy.